up, family? We want to go ahead and cover some frequently asked questions. So the first one is, how do I recruit people to my group?
Well, the first thing we would say is don't rely on sign-up Sundays. You're gonna get some people on there, but for the most part, the majority of those people that sign up are probably not actually gonna come. So you wanna make sure that you're inviting people. And we have resources available to you. We have little cards that you can fill out and put your information in there for your particular group and hand out to people. It's going to be all about inviting people that you want to see in your group. Another question we get often is, what do we do when our group gets too big?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that you could do. First, the truth is we can only really disciple about 8 to 10 people. And so if your group is growing larger than that, you can close the group for a time, take it off the group finder, or you can multiply your group. That's why our teaching on multiplication is so important, because you should always have a co-leader, somebody that you're investing in who can multiply your group to be able to continue to grow more groups that can disciple more people. Another question that we get is, how do I handle a difficult person?
That's a toughie. One of the first things that you're gonna need to remember is to love that person and make an evaluation of whether or not this person is difficult or maybe just not a personality match. You wanna always love that person and make sure that you're treating them with dignity and respect. If the person is coming to the group with the intention of being disruptive or anything like that, then you definitely wanna let one of our central staff know so that we can have a conversation with that person and maybe redirect that a little bit. If the problem persists, then we'll have a conversation with that person and they'll be taken out of the group. What's most important to know is that Jesus left the 99 to go after the one. And so we want to make sure that every single person is actually pursued and that we care for that person well. But if there is a preceding problem and it persists a lot, then we will take care of that.
Yeah, another question that we get is, what are some ways that I can care for the people in my group?
I think this one's a little bit easier once you start to think about it. So how do you like to receive love? And that would be essentially how you reach out to somebody else. Everybody loves to hear from someone and let them know that they're praying for them. As a church, one of our core values is that prayer is the foundation of everything we do. And so you want to make sure that you're actually praying for your people in your group, not just in your group, but throughout the week. And you want to let them know that. Just sending them a text as simple as, hey, I've been praying for you this week, or is there anything I can agree with you in prayer for this week, is going to be a huge way of ministering to that person. Anything from like birthday cards, graduations, weddings in people's lives, you want to go ahead and celebrate those too. One of my favorite quotes from one of my mentors is, my favorite people care about my favorite people. So as long as you make a valiant effort to make sure that you are reaching out to that person and celebrating what they're celebrating, I think they're going to feel cared for. Another question we get often is, how do I lead a good discussion in my group?
Yeah, the truth is, a lot of people are insecure when it comes to this because maybe you've never led a group discussion before. So I think an important thing to remember is to facilitate the conversation, don't dominate the conversation. You shouldn't be the only one that's talking. We want to give everybody an opportunity to be able to share. We practice all may, none must, meaning that everybody in the group can share, but not everybody should share or has to share. Now, if you have somebody in your group that you feel like is kind of hanging in the background and they're not really wanting to share, maybe they're a little bit quieter, there are some things that you can do to help them feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more safe, so that they can be open, honest, and vulnerable, that you can ask questions generally to the group. You can also ask them specifically. You can have a conversation with them even after the group to be able to make sure that they feel comfortable within your group, because, again, we want to create a safe space for everybody to be able to be a part of the conversation. Another question that we often get is, what sort of curriculum should we use in our groups?
Well, luckily we have a really great resource called Right Now Media. And there's a training that's part of this training that you'll go through, and it basically takes you through how to use the Right Now Media app. And there are Bible studies from every subject. They're broken down through women, through men, all kinds of different topics, and you'll want to look through those. If you ever have a question about one of those studies, just reach out to your campus coordinator and they're going to be able to guide you a little bit on that. We want to make sure that every curriculum that you choose is approved by that campus coordinator. And then too, we always do a bunch of like pre-approved curriculums that you can choose from Right Now Media that we would love to see you lead. If you really don't know, we would love for you to start with Alpha. Alpha is a series of conversations based around the Christian faith, and we really, really would love for you, if you don't know where to start with Alpha. It's really great because it does a great job of handling everyone from somebody who might be a skeptic, a new believer, or even a seasoned believer. So Alpha is a really great place to start. Another question we get a lot is, how do I connect with my group outside of small groups?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways that you can connect even here at the church, whether it is attending Thrive, Night of Worship together, maybe serving together at one of our various outreaches, or even just sitting together at church on Sundays. I think is a really, really just simple thing to be able to connect outside of your normal meeting time. And then also there's things all over your community that you can do, whether it's in going to a park or some kind of outdoor event or going to a movie together, arcade together, something where you can just have fun and just be able to connect at a different level than maybe you normally would at your normal meeting time.
You probably have a lot more questions than that, but that's all we have scripted, so that's going to be all.
It's the whole script.
If you ever have any other questions, reach out to your campus coordinator or somebody here at the Central Campus, and we'd be happy to answer those questions for you. Small groups at pfc.church.